I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's Bentonville Schools Academic Signing Day. My name is Marcus Osborne. I have the pleasure of being the president of the board for the Bentonville School Foundation. And before we get started, just a couple logistics. I wanted to introduce a few people, but first, just to let everybody know, because we do this for all the kids, and now we get to do it for all of you. If we need to go out for any reason, the emergency exits, they're out these doors or out the back, and if any of you need a bathroom, the women are out this door and to the right, and men to the left. I think I got that right. But again, it is such a pleasure to be here tonight. I think I might, I think I know what all of you are thinking. These students have had it really easy. Just extraordinarily easy. I mean, I think about, all you had to do was deal with a global pandemic, and you didn't know on any given day whether you're going to be in school or whether you're going to have to do work from home. You also had enormous social and political unrest over the last year and a half. You've dealt with big issues like climate change and frankly, I had somebody mention the other day, I thought it was one of the best quotes, that you've seen over the course of your career, your student career thus far, just enormous technological change and innovation. And where that change impacted how we all have lived, how we work, how we learn, and not on the pace of a decade, but on a pace of a day, where things are happening so quickly that it changes daily how we function. And so, in all honesty, I think what I can tell you is, what you have been able to accomplish is extraordinary. And I can say this now, being way older, that I am more than twice your age, and that's a sad thing for me to actually have to be on stage to acknowledge. That what you've been able to accomplish is extraordinary, and so it's it's my true honor to be able to be here today and be a part of this event. Before we get started, I do want to introduce a few people and thank a few people. First and foremost, I want to thank the Bentonville School Foundation Board. And we've got a number of board members here. If they would please, maybe if you're already standing, wave your hand. If you're not, maybe stand and just wave to the crowd. If it weren't for the board, events like these we wouldn't be able to do. If you don't know much about the foundation, you should. The work the foundation does to really improve and support and invest in innovation in the schools is significant. I mean, as an organization, since I've been with the board, averaging well over $250,000 a year in investment in things like maker spaces and program and Genius Bars and STEAM programs and after-school programs and solutions to help some of the kids who are maybe are struggling. And so the foundation is there to actually help invest beyond what the district itself is capable of investing. And so I'm really proud of what the foundation does and the board that we've got that helps drive the strategic direction of the foundation. Secondarily, on the back of your program, there are a few sponsors that I want to know. We are also fortunate in this community to have a number of groups who support the foundation and what we do, and particularly tonight, there's a couple of sponsors who have really gone above and beyond, and so I want to note Crossland Construction and Saatchi and Saatchi X have both been financial supporters of the foundation and specifically of this event. We actually are also fortunate to have Life Touch, who's here actually doing all the photography and supporting us in this event. Newell Brands is here and is actually as one of the gifts for all the students. You're getting a very nice Waterman pen that they've donated. AMP, who does and supports all the design and printing needs of the foundation, including tonight. So I want to note them because if it weren't for those groups supporting us here locally, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And then I also want to introduce just a couple people that will be coming on stage here in a second. Dr. Debbie Jones, who all of you know is the superintendent of schools for the Bentonville School District, and then Principal Lloyd and Principal Guthrie from Bentonville High School and Bentonville West High School. What I will tell you is Dr. Jones and both those principals and all the principals across the school district are enormous supporters of the foundation and the work we're doing, and are, I think, just so excited about what all of you that are here tonight that we're going to honor have done and are going to do. So I think this is a really exciting night for all of us. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Dr. Jones, who I do not see. Oh, behind you. That would be why I don't see her.
Good evening. So, the significance of the day. Well, after this year's experience, I've learned to appreciate every moment when we can be together and celebrate students just a little bit more. But this event is especially important every year. And I watch the students and I listen to their incredible accomplishments. And I wonder, what dreams did their parents and their grandparents have for them as they grew up? And I think that your accomplishments have far exceeded anything that they could have dreamed of. And for me, that's pretty significant. And so I thank you, parents, for sharing your children with us. And I have a special thank you this year. And that's for all the teachers and the staff that made this possible, that they reopened the doors and they took your babies in and they gave them the best that they have. And so this year is pretty significant. And as I sit back and I watch you tonight, I share in your parents' pride. Thank you. And now I want to introduce Jack Lloyd, principal of Bentonville High School.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Well, and first of all, I want to thank the foundation for putting this on. We are so fortunate to have them in our district and really appreciate the support, Mr. Osborne, that you give our school and our students every year. And thank you so much for doing that. I also want to thank our central office. A lot of times central office doesn't get a whole lot of thank yous, but Dr. Jones and Dr. Morrow just give us awesome support at the high school, and we could not do it without them, and so I truly appreciate them. And parents, thank you. Thank you for sending us your children. We love them, we nurture them, and we treat them like our own, and here we are tonight with one of the highest honors that a student can receive at Bentonville High School and Bentonville West, and truly appreciate your support. No staff members are here. Thank you so much for everything that you do for our students. So at the Lloyd household, we celebrate our birthday at least all week, if not all month. We celebrate it all week. And this week is the Bentonville Principal Birthday Week, because I get to celebrate students, and it starts off with tonight, and then we have senior awards. We have all of those awards that come through, and then we culminate Saturday with one of my personal favorite days with graduation. And I just truly appreciate you students for all the hard work you do. I appreciate getting to be your principal. It's a job that I love to do. I've said that many, many times. But thank you. Thank you for being those role models in our high school, and thank you for all your hard work and dedication to your education and academics. So now I would like to introduce Dr. Jonathan Guthrie from Bentonville West.
Good evening. I'd just like to add my word of welcome and thank yous as well. Thank you to the foundation for sponsoring this event, and thank you to our sponsors as well. Parents, great job. There's not much else to say except great job, and And that encouragement, that work did not start this year or last year. That started when these children were, in diapers and even before that, reading to them in the womb. So I know y'all put a ton of work into this, so thank you. Are any of you dreading here in a few weeks that goodbye trip to the college? Anybody not looking? You don't have to answer that. Who's happy about? I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. Don't answer that either. Students, I want to encourage you real quick. When you go to college, I want you to continue to be involved and engaged, just like you were in high school. It's not enough just to be at these prestigious universities and colleges, and it is awesome when you look down this list. But be involved in student life, in whatever you choose to be involved in there. Find your focus and do it. Be involved and engaged, and it will help you in college and beyond. And then I want to thank Ms. Haney, Ms. Camrig for all the work they put into this and other events, starting, like Mr. Lloyd said, starting with our scholarship program last week and then on through graduation. They put an enormous work into this. And then teachers, cannot say enough about you guys. I was looking at this list, and Dr. Jones, I was thinking about asking if I could start a school with these teachers and these students. How cool would that be? That would be pretty easy school to administrate, I think. So anyway, so happy to be here. It's a great event. Again, thank you to our foundation. Enjoy the evening. And at this point, I will turn it back over to Marcus Osborne. Thank you so much.
So before we do the student recognition, it's actually with great honor and great excitement that I get to introduce our speaker tonight, who I believe, and sure will come share it, I believe was the last class that graduated from Old High when Old High was actually the high school. It wasn't. I imagine it was not called Old then. It was just called the Bentonville High School. So it's with great excitement that I get to introduce Dr. Scott Bailey, who again graduated from BHS in 1975. He went on and received his college degree from the University of Central Arkansas, and then he received his medical degree from UAMS. And he has practiced obstetrics, which is impressive, even though I work in healthcare, that I pronounce that correctly, and gynecology in Fayetteville for more than 30 years. He's also served as a clinical professor at AHIC Northwest, which is a division of UAMS, during this same tenure. So it's with great pleasure that I introduce to you Dr. Scott Bailey.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. It's neat to be back here where I truly was the last class that walked out of here. And if y'all have had a chance to go backstage, there's all the signs that everybody put their class up on, and it's good to see some of my old classmates' names up there. Brings back great memories. Is that still on? Yeah, brings back great memories. Memories that you'll have from high school someday, and it's good to look back. And they call it Old High now because I'm old, and I still look back on this very fondly. I want to congratulate the students, but also the teachers that drove them to get to this level of excellence. Congratulate the parents who gave them the drive and supported them. I understand that you will each get to tell a little bit about a teacher that had an impact on you, and I don't want to be left out of that either. I had a teacher here that still touches my heart. His name was Clell Burnett. He was a math teacher, taught me algebra, trigonometry, geometry, all that. Room 306, right around the corner, right by where my locker was. Clell Burnett was an inspiration to me. You may have heard, we're old, But he had 3 sons, Billy and Bobby and Tommy Burnett. They all played for the University of Arkansas, had the touchdown records, played in the pros, did all that. Clell was quite an athlete himself. He actually went to what my school was UCA, State Teachers College. He had 16 letters there, 4 years in football, basketball, track, and baseball. He was an overachiever. There's a lot of overachievers in this room right here. And I want you to continue to be engaged, like they said, and continue to overachieve. I think my best advice to you is to find something that you enjoy in life. Find your calling, if it's that. And when you get there and you achieve that, I promise you, you'll never have to work a day in your life because you enjoy it. That's what I've had the joy of doing. I knew early I wanted to be a doctor, and I went through this and was inspired, had some great mentors. Dr. McCollum, a little family doctor over in Decatur, was instrumental in helping me get down those paths. And I'll tell you, even those are long call nights where you're staying up all night delivering, I really don't feel like I work. I enjoy it. So find that thing, and you will enjoy, and you won't really have to work for a living. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to work to get there, okay? School's going to be tough, and y'all are excellent students, and you're going to continue to work hard, and I think that you will continue to achieve with that. You don't know what you're going to do yet, and that's okay. 90% of you probably have no idea what your final profession is going to be. I saw some have already been admitted to the UK Medical Center up there, and I think that's going to get you on your path, but you may not know what discipline you'll go into. Cast a wide net. Look at it all. Figure it out. There's no rush. You have a wealth of time on your hands right now. Use that to figure out what it is. Then you won't have to work. You just got to work to get there. Remember, as you're going up that ladder, and a lot of y'all are halfway up at least because you've excelled. And I want you to remember those people that you passed along the way. Reach back, help them up. You've heard it a million times, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, there's a reason you've heard that a million times. It's true. Because on that ladder of life, those people that you pass back there, some of them are going to be passing you too. And they may need to help you up. So help out. That makes a big difference. I want you to be able to adapt. Almost funny that I would say that. No one's had to adapt more than y'all have. I mean, my gosh. We're in school, everything's fine. All of a sudden, we're closing the school. We've got a worldwide pandemic. We're not going to go to school. Yes, we are. We're going to go online. And now we're going to come back. And no, we're not. Now we can. It's crazy what y'all have been through. Crazy. But you've adapted and excelled amidst the adversity. I had a time in my life where I needed to adapt. I thought it was kind of interesting, and you may like this. Took my family over to Africa and was going to do surgery and deliver babies and teach some physicians over there about some of the new surgical techniques that we have. And their training isn't like we have in the United States. And we went to Rwanda. And we went way back to Rwanda. Bus drive over these bumpy roads for hours and hours and hours, and we literally got to a village that did have a hospital that was set up by some Americans, and I was so excited. Before I went, I got in touch with the doctor there. I said, what do you need? You know, what can I bring? He said, I tell you what we need. For the surgeries that you're going to do, big hysterectomies and things like that, we need suture. We can't get enough suture. We need things that you can tie off blood vessels with and do the surgery. We got plenty of scalpels, but we always are out of suture. I said, boy, I'm going to bring a ton. And I did. But I also, there's a device called a bovicautery. You can take the cautery and you can, I've got 2 broken fingers, sorry about this. That's in case you're wondering. Peace. I said, this will be great. I'm going to take this machine called a bovicautery. I got a company to donate it, $25,000 machine, and all the instruments. So all you did, you would make the incision with the scalpel, and then you could go through and buzz all the bleeders, cut the muscles, do all that seamlessly, no blood loss, and you wouldn't have to use up your sutures. And I told the doctor about it when I got there, and I had the suitcase, and I had this machine in it, and I was so excited to tell him. I got there, and I said, explained it all to him. He said, that is amazing. That is a miracle. We just have one small problem. Well, what's that? We don't have electricity. I had to adapt and change and was glad I brought extra suture. Persevere. You have, you will need to, and you must. If it's worth doing right, so do it right, okay? You've all heard of WD-40 before. You know why it's called that? It was the 40th formula that finally worked, right? Had to persevere. You've heard of Formula 409? Well, the 408th formula didn't work. It was the 409th. Thomas Edison, you know he persevered. Here's a quote. I have not failed 10,000 times. I have successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work. Then there was light. Persevere. That's what you've got to do. You've got the skills, you've got the hard work ethic, you've got the brains. Continue to do that. You will make mistakes, okay? When you make mistakes, that's in the rearview mirror. If you drive around looking in the rearview mirror, I promise you're going to have a wreck. So let your mistakes be back there. Look forward to your challenges. That's where your future lies. Many of y'all are going to a different place that you've never been. Visited maybe, got accepted these great places. I'm excited for you. Some of you may be going to places that maybe that wasn't where you wanted to go, but there's a reason you're there. Wherever you get in there, work hard. In a nutshell, I want you to bloom where you're planted. Wherever you end up, continue to grow. Last little bit of advice that I have found has been the most fulfilling for me is helping others, okay? Your head's down right now, you're working hard, you're making the grades, the ACT and the SATs, you're blowing the top off of that, and you've been real focused on what you've got to do. Help others. That's where you're going to find, that's where I have found true joy. Have an impact on other people's lives. Find a cause that you believe in and find a way to help other people in that cause better their lives. If you do that, when you go back to your old high, you'll have a smile on your face, a lot of good memories of your life. Thank you for letting me be here today. Greatly appreciate it. Good luck to all of you. I know you'll excel. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bailey. So we're now going to move into the student recognition and also give you each an opportunity to recognize your teacher mentors. This, I have to say, for those of us who've had the honor of actually being involved in these, this is truly one of the coolest ceremonies that anybody could do. I think it's you know, the opportunity to say and recognize that no one does it by themselves. That we all, the success that we have is representative of those who've supported us along the way. And so this is always a great pleasure to hear your story, but also as a student, but also hear about who's influenced you and who supported you. So, so let me talk a little bit about the logistics. What I'll ask you when I announce your name, I'll do it one at a time. If you'll go up this side, you'll come over here and we'll give you your award, and then I will, you can come over to this podium and you get to do your little talk. And I'm actually going to ask each of you to announce whoever it is that you're honoring, the teacher that you're honoring. And so that'll be my ask of you. And then I'll ask that teacher when they get announced that if they would just come on stage as well, and they can kind of stand over here in the middle while you're finishing your talk. And then if both of you would then exit off this side, and we'll go from there. So, oh, did I screw it up? Okay, so I screwed it up. There you go. So come up this way instead, talk here, and then exit that way, my bad. So, yes, I'm glad there's somebody here to keep me honest. And, oh, excuse me, see, I'm already ruining it. Then when you're done, this is a very complex thing that is for people who aren't that smart like myself. Then when you're done, you go down and you'll actually sign the academic signing day, so you get to sit in that chair and sign by your name. Did I miss anything else? You have to sign twice. Okay, does anybody else want to give me any other? Frankly, since we're up here, if this is an intervention, if anybody else wants to give me personal advice on how I can. Okay, there we go. See, yet again, and the parents are welcome to. Apparently these are things I should have asked before we got up here. Students, what I'm going to recommend is try to be better prepared than this guy when you go through your life. So your parents are also invited when you come up for do your signing. They can come join you for a picture. Is there anybody else who wants to call out anything that I've missed or made a mistake around? Or if you're a really kind person, you can just tell me afterwards. That'll be appreciated. Okay, so with that, the first academic scholar that we're honoring tonight is Shoma Alam.
Hi. Hi, I'm Shorna Alam. I'm from Bentonville West. So at West, I am president and founder of the Biology Club, which is an organization that works to provide hands-on science activities to West students. So we sponsor a lot of activities, including Shark Night, which is an after-school dissection, to encourage students to get involved in science outside of the classroom. Through Biology Club, I've also participated in the USA Biology Olympiad, qualifying twice as a national semifinalist, as well as the Arkansas Brain Bee, which I won, and I went on to represent the United States at the National Brain Bee. I'm also captain and co-founder of the West Science Olympiad team, which won the Northwest Arkansas Regional Competition in its inaugural year. Outside of school, I'm an intern at a University of Arkansas biology lab where I'm working on a project, a computational biology project, which is aimed at identifying a unique biomarker for pancreatic cancer, which is one of the most poorly understood and deadliest forms of cancer. I've also worked with the Johns Hopkins University research group to publish a literature review on the use of targeted therapeutics for the treatment of cancer stem cells in head, neck, and lung cancer. At West, I'm also a member of the programming team, the the Quiz Bowl and ACE team, and I'm also the vice president of the Mu Alpha Theta and the Spanish Honor Society. I'm planning on attending MIT in the fall, majoring in computer science and molecular biology. And in the future, I don't have a distinct career plan, but I definitely want to participate in biomedical research, probably in academia. I chose Miss Elizabeth Phillips as for my teaching, Excellence in Teaching Award. Miss Phillips is always committed to doing everything she possibly can for each one of her students. She's been my sponsor for Biology Club and Science Olympiad since my freshman year, and she's devoted hours of her own time and endless amounts of energy to helping me pursue my passion for biology and share it with everyone else. Thank you.
The next scholar is Muskan Arshad.
Hey y'all, my name is Muskan, and within high school, I was involved in the Young Democrats, so we did a lot of advocacy furthering democratic causes within Arkansas. And outside of school, I got the United States Senate Youth Award in 2020, which is an award given to the top 104 young political advocates in the country chosen to meet the president and Supreme Court justices and leaders. I also run an international social justice youth organization that over the summer got millions of social media impressions and led to 70,000 people donating and signing petitions towards the Black Lives Matter cause. And we also run many chapters across the United States and Canada that help educate young people about important topics like heteronormativity and implicit bias to help create passionate and youthful advocates in the future. My research has also been published for educational inequality in the International Social Sciences Conference for Youth. And I'm currently a semifinalist for the U.S. Presidential Scholar Program. Next year, I will be attending Harvard University to pursue a major in government or social studies. And in the future, I think I want to get a PhD in some political science topics. Specifically, what I'm interested in right now is educational inequity, and I want to become a government official helping to fix that problem throughout the United States. I chose Mr. Corey Thomas as my teaching award recipient. I think before high school, I was like a math person, and then I took Mr. Thomas's class my freshman year in AP Human Geography, and I realized what my true passion was because he taught so enthusiastically and passionately and made me realize what importance social sciences has on the life of literally everyone in the world and why I was passionate about helping fix the problems that we face in our current day in the United States. And I couldn't say that today, and I couldn't be where I was today if I didn't have him for class that first day. And I am so very thankful for everything he's done.
The next scholar is Mariana Chavez Guerrero.
My name is, can I hear? Okay. My name is Mariana Chavez, and I am from Bentonville West High School. Throughout high school, I have been involved for the past 4 years in student council, and I'm currently the all-student body vice president. I'm also part of Health Occupation Students of America and have been president for the past 2 years. Through this club, I've planned several school blood drives, brought students opportunities for certification such as CPR and first aid, and brought speakers from all around the medical field to speak to the West students. I've also been a part of National Honor Society, and I'm the director of fundraising, Spanish National Honor Society, and I'm the fundraising coordinator, and Science Olympiad. Through my involvement in these activities, I have placed first in the West Science Olympiad team for regional competition, received the Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy for Spanish, and my student life photography has been ranked as excellent and superior by the Arkansas State Press Association. I've also placed the gold medal in the National Spanish exam, placed top 3 in behavioral health, human growth and development, and biomedical debate through the high school competition and Arkansas's HOSA state competition. And I've also been named the National AP Scholar through my involvement in passing rate of 16 AP classes. Outside of school, I have attended private piano lessons for the past 10 years, in which I've performed at regional recitals every year and helped teach younger children piano. I've been selected as a Hispanic Scholarship Fund Scholar, a designation that only 4% of Hispanic scholarships that applied got the honor of receiving. And I also helped start and manage an organization called Proyecto Manzana, through which me and other scholars have been able to send over $2,000 worth of emergency supplies to Venezuela through the South American Initiative, which is one of the largest NGOs in all of South America. This fall, I will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill as an Excel Carolina Scholar through the Accelerated Research Program in the fall. I plan on studying neuroscience on a pre-med track in hope of becoming a pediatric neurosurgeon. I have selected Ms. Katie Moore as my Excellence in Teaching Award recipient. I've selected Ms. Moore because from the beginning, she showed me not only what it means to truly care for students, but also what it means to have a true passion for teaching. Being able to see someone do something that they love every single day has been incredibly inspiring for me and for all of my classmates' futures. The amount of genuine care she gave to making sure every single one of her students succeeded will never fail to amaze me. I will never forget all the time we spent after long days of school together, where she helped me calm all my anxieties about the future and work through my personal college application essays. Thank you, Ms. Moore, and I wouldn't be where I am today without you.
Our next scholar is Rhea Collins.
Hi, my name is Rhea Collins. I go to Bentonville West and I absolutely love my time there. I've been involved in chamber choir and I'm senior class president, Young Dems co-president, founder and president of the Asian Student Association, a LinkedIn director, and an NHS member at West. Outside of school, I lead my church's youth group and I work, money. I'll be attending the University of Arkansas in the fall, and I'm planning to pursue a degree in international economics with a business concentration and a minor in political science. I received a fellowship from the University of Arkansas, the Governor's Distinguished Scholarship, and the Spirit of West Scholarship. I hope to establish a career in corporate America and to help provide opportunities for women and minorities. I selected Mr. Thomas as my Excellence in Teaching Award. I had Mr. T for my AP Human, Geography, and AP Psychology my freshman year. Our relationship has extended much beyond that. I could always go to Mr. T for advice, a joke, or support. I didn't have the easiest time in Mr. T's classes, but with some hard work, I was able to accomplish my goals. Mr. T has been an awesome club sponsor of Asian Student Association and Model UN, and a teacher that is just amazing. I'll miss him greatly. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Cameron Dalton.
previous math classes. Her patience support, however, showed me that I need to put aside my perfectionism sometimes and just be okay with not understanding everything I come across. She showed me that work ethic was much more important, and as long as I put my best foot forward in everything I do, that was maybe more important than any test score I would achieve. Being a part of her algebra class and math counts team is one of the main reasons I'm planning to go into the engineering field today. So once again, thank you, Miss Allen, for instilling in me a lifelong love of mathematics and for teaching me a priceless life lesson that I can remember and cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Anna Dean.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Dean, and I go to Bentonville West. I have been involved in student council for the past 4 years as class president and this year all-student body president. And I am the Bentonville West debate captain and have been involved in speech and debate since 7th grade. And I'm a 4-time national debate tournament qualifier, NSDA Academic All-American, and I've championed various policy debate tournaments. And at West, I'm also the president of Model United Nations and the vice president of the National Honor Society. Outside of school, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Loud Women, Inc., which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to empowering young women through action, confidence, education, and leadership. Through leading Loud Women community, I have aimed to create equity not only in Arkansas, but around the country. I'm also the founder and the director of the Youth Debate Forum, where I teach 5th through 8th graders speech and debate all around Arkansas. I'm the 3rd Congressional District Chair in Senator John Bozeman's Youth Cabinet, where I propose school safety legislation. Additionally, I was chosen to represent the state of Arkansas at the 2021 United States Senate Youth Program, where I got to meet with different Supreme Court justices, President Biden, and other amazing members of our government on a local and national level. I was also chosen to be a 2021 Coca-Cola Scholar, earning a $20,000 scholarship for service and my commitment to the community. I will be attending Harvard University this fall, and I plan to study government and gender studies in hopes of pursuing a career in the South, looking at the political sphere and specifically looking at Arkansas and kind of the inequity within the South. So I chose Miss Rebecca Camrig as my award recipient. So I selected Miss Rebecca Camrig as my award recipient because she goes above and beyond for everyone she meets. She is an amazing post-grad advisor, wife, mom, friend, and citizen. She comes to school every day with high energy and optimism. She truly cares about every one of her students, no matter their background or home situation. Ms. Camrig's office was a safe space for me and so many of my peers. No matter what I was going through, she always found the right words to say. No matter if it was a test or college applications or just personal life problems, I always left her office feeling better than when I walked in. And I know for so many students that aren't here tonight, they can agree with that sentiment of everything Ms. Camrig has done for them. So, Ms. Camrig, I just want to say thank you for all that you do and all that you are. I love you and appreciate all the wisdom and guidance you have poured into me over the years, and you make the world a better place.
Our next scholar is Allison Jang.
My name is Allison Jang, and I am proud to call myself a student and an active member of the Bentonville School District from kindergarten to my senior year in high school. I plan to attend Duke University this fall with a focus on the pre-med track and hope to one day contribute to global health initiatives. During my 4 years at Bentonville High School, I was fortunate enough to meet counselors, friends, teachers, and administrators who have positively shaped my work ethic, have encouraged me to pursue what I love, and have most importantly inspired me to help others find their passions and cultivate a community of respect and openness in Bentonville. At Bentonville High School, I founded the chemistry club in which I gathered students to win an honorable mention at a national research competition and organized guest speaker events to share college students' experiences in the STEM field. I was also a part of the National Honor Society, became secretary of the Future Business Leaders of America, and was the chemistry delegate for the academic competition for excellence team. With the help of my counselors and teachers, I have been able to apply to so many amazing scholarship opportunities, for which I became a regional finalist for the Coca-Cola Scholarship, a semifinalist for the United States Senate Youth Program, and a recipient of the Elks Most Valuable Student Scholarship, the Northwest Arkansas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Academic Scholarship, and the Philanthropic Educational Organization STAR Scholarship. I've also been recognized as a semifinalist for the United States Presidential Scholars Program and a National AP Scholar. I want to give a huge thank you to my AP United States History and AP Psychology teacher, Mr. Moyer. He helped me understand the importance of why we learn about history. History serves as a tapestry of events from which we both learn from our mistakes and enhance previous instances of success and progress. I carry this philosophy with me, and it has encouraged me to take AP European History my senior year and pursue medieval and Renaissance European studies at the Duke Focus program. Not only did he make a lasting impact on the way I view history and my life in general, but also he has made my transition and so many other students' transitions to virtual learning a much smoother process when the pandemic began. He shows how much he cares for his students by his actions, consistently initiating meetings where he offers help and proactively checking in with students to ensure that they understand the class material well and are managing their mental health. Mr. Moyer has accommodated every student's needs and has inspired me to not only learn more about history and psychology, but to become a better person. I sincerely want to thank him for all the help he has given me during the last 2 years of my time at Bentonville High School. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Manasvi Katuri.
Hi, my name is Manasvi Koturi. I am from Bentonville West High School. At my time in Bentonville West High School, I've been involved in robotics, where I was the treasurer and also the lead designer for the girls' team. We have been to several competitions throughout the years and won several regional awards and even been to state. I also participated in Quiz Bowl, ACE, Biology Club, Mu Alpha Theta, Physics Club, and Girls Who Code. Today I have chosen Mrs. Allison Venable for the Teaching Excellence Award. Unfortunately, she will not be able to join us today. She is at home sick with the stomach flu, but knowing her, she will definitely be watching through YouTube, and nothing can stop her. She is truly one of the most inspirational and dedicated teachers at West. Every time I was about to doubt myself and wanted to give up, I would go to her room and she would always talk me out of it. She would look at me and say, "But Manasvi, you're the Manasvi Couturier. Of course you can do this." Yeah. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Diksha Krishnan.
Hi, my name is Diksha Krishnan, and I go to Bentonville High School. This fall, I will be attending the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor to pursue a major in political science. At BHS, I was a member of Future Business Leaders of America and National Honor Society, as well as Vice President of Young Democrats and Future Health Professionals. This year, I was also named National Merit Finalist. Outside of school, I've spent almost 10 years as a dancer for the Dhurana Academy of Classical Dance, where I learned Bharatanatyam, a form of classical Indian dance that combines movements of the body with complex facial expressions. Through my passion for the classical arts, I also became involved as a graphic designer for the Ralve Cultural Foundation with the goal of creating intricate visual art to introduce real-world experiences of Indian culture to Northwest Arkansas. I was also a campaign leader for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, where I co-led Arkansas's largest student team to raise over $22,000 for the fight against blood cancer. After completing my bachelor's degree at Michigan, I plan to attend law school and pursue a career in the legal field as a lawyer. Tonight, I'm honoring Mr. Davis, my senior year IB English teacher. Unfortunately, Mr. Davis could not be here tonight, but he's definitely here with us in spirit. I chose him because he never fails to give us his 110% in every single class period, whether it's teaching complex essays by writer Joan Didion or analyzing the lyrics of a Beatles song. Mr. Davis opens up our thoughts to think about the world in ways that were previously undiscovered in my mind. He is also a huge pillar of support for each of his students, from providing boosts of much-needed energy in class to reading college essays in his own free time. He constantly goes above and beyond expectations every day. Mr. Davis has taught me technical skills, like how to bring out my most authentic self in my writing, but he has also taught me how to live life with a positive mindset and find the things that matter most to me. And I will forever be grateful for everything he has taught me. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Abhinav Kravidi.
Good evening. My name is Abhinav Kravidi, and in the fall, I'll be attending the University of Missouri, Kansas City as part of the combined BA MD accelerated medical program. I'll be pursuing an undergraduate degree in the liberal arts and will move into completing my medical degree starting my third year. At BHS, I served as the representative for the student council, where I helped plan and execute multiple events for the student body. I was also the treasurer and then president of the Indian Student Association, and was also an active member of the Future Business Leaders of America. Academically, I'm part of the top ranked students at BHS, and I was awarded the honor of being an AP Scholar. I also went to summer programs such as the Arkansas Governor School and Arkansas School of Mathematics, Science, Arts, and Engineering summer program, where I was able to practically work in the STEM field, pursuing classes and research in the field. And lastly, me and 3 other of my peers started a ACT tutoring business called ACE Academics, where we've been slowly helping people get the ACT scores they've always wanted. But today I'm here to honor Mr. Willis. And over the 12 years that I've spent here in Bentonville schools, I've had the opportunity to meet a variety of teachers, and choosing just one to honor today was very difficult. But knowing Mr. Willis for more than four of the years that I spent at BHS made that decision a little easier. Initially, I met Mr. Willis when he taught my sister in her sophomore year of high school, and it was only a couple years later that I became destined to be in his class. And as a freshman, then a sophomore, then a junior. Yes, I had Mr. Willis consecutively for 3 years. And over those long, arduous, difficult 3 years, I learned a lot about how Mr. Willis is significantly the best teacher I've ever had. And having Mr. Willis for the 3 years was always a blessing. I connected with his teaching style completely, with its practical application based. But the thing is, I always asked a lot of questions in his class, to the point where he got very annoyed. He stopped midway within class just to pull out a note card from his desk and write, "Number 1 for being annoyingly inquisitive." And he placed it on my desk and went back to teaching. And that was the start of my practical joke battle with Mr. Willis, and it led to the time in his class always being interesting. So I chose today to continue that battle. So firstly, I'm going to start with his clothing choice. Today, Mr. Willis put on a very nice shirt and tie, which was incredibly difficult for me to understand because his regular shirt is of a couple colors. He has the same nylon polo in red, blue, orange, yellow, black, and purple that he wears on rotation every single day of school. Same black slacks, and he changes the shoes every year, but that's about it. And another memory is when Mr. Willis started explaining a concept in the middle of class, and he started his metaphor off with, "What if I came home and saw a random woman sitting on my couch?" And I don't know where he was going with that metaphor. No one else did either, and it ended up pretty much not achieving anything. But we're just going to assume that, we're just going to act like he knew what he was saying at that point. And I can keep going. There was a picture of him. If you guys are familiar with the angle side theorem in math, it just says ASS on the board, and he was just standing next to it for a good minute explaining it. We got many pictures of that day. So overall, Mr. Willis has been an amazing teacher and a role model, and his positivity will always stay with me, and I will be continually use his Wikipedia page as a talking point throughout my life. Yes, he was a professional football player for the Dallas Cowboys, so if you guys want pictures after, this is where you get. As I'm up here, I'd also like to thank did I get messy? I'm up here, I'd lastly like to thank a few other teachers like Mr. Davis, with whom I would have submitted the worst college essays ever, Miss Davis for being a role model and representative for the students, Mr. Bruni for being a practical guide through high school and college, and Miss Haney for being an amazing college counselor. So everyone, thank you.
Our next scholar is Nushri Kulkarni.
Hi everyone, I'm Anushri Kulkarni and I'm from Bentonville High School. When I first walked into BHS a year and a half ago, it was the middle of the semester and I was stressed out from the move, but I adjusted quickly and I realized how incredible the people are here. From day one, I always felt very welcomed and supported by everyone at BHS, and I adjusted quickly.
I was able to get involved in so many different clubs, like Student-to-Student Mentors, Spanish Honor Society, and Model United Nations. The 12-year-old Anushri that first moved here from India would not have known where Bentonville was on a map, but here I am today, a National Merit Finalist, an AP Scholar with distinction, and a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish and Hindi. As stressful as the move was, I'm so happy that BHS was a part of my journey, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm spending the next 4 years at SUNY Stony Brook in New York as a biomedical engineering major in hopes of becoming a physician scientist. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the past 2 years here, and I'm so excited to look forward to becoming a physician. I chose Ms. Gross as my award recipient. Ms. Gross was my Quiz Bowl coach this year and has been such a positive influence in my life. She's been so incredibly supportive and kind to me this whole year, and I'm so grateful for her presence. I really appreciate all your love and support, and I'm so glad I got to experience this year with you. Thank you so much for being there for me and being such a great influence on me.
Our next scholar is Ashwin Marate.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashwin Marate and I'll be attending Columbia University in the fall. First, some boring details about me. I plan on pursuing a joint major in political science and statistics and hope to one day attend law school. At BHS, I was heavily involved on the debate team where I served as the policy debate captain, secretary, and world schools captain. Throughout my 4 years, I qualified for the National Speech and Debate Tournament and earned academic All-American status. I also volunteered my time in student council and competed in the business law event in FBLA. I was named as a National Merit Scholarship finalist this year, as well as a recipient of the Arkansas Communication and Theater Arts Association Debate Scholarship. The summer of my junior year, I attended Cornell University's Telluride Association summer program, where I learned about storytelling through media and developed my passion for politics. Outside of school, I play the tabla, an Indian classical drum, and also manage ACE Academics with Abhinav. I chose Coach Mayer for the teacher honor. Now for the fun stuff. My first interaction with Coach Mayer is likely one that he does not remember. During my sophomore year, I was making up a test for Mr. Willis's class, and since he was teaching a lesson, I went into Mayer's room to take it. And I was minding my own business, taking the test, when in the background I hear Mayer say to the class, "If the P is low, reject the hoe." And I turned around, I was like, is this an anatomy class? Like, we're in the math hallway, right? Like, and then in classic Mayer fashion, he got out his meter stick and started waving it around. Don't worry, what he said that day does relate to stats, and no, he didn't do anything with the meter stick. Sorry if you get called in for like a performance review or something. 2 years later, I was going to drop AP Stat because I was in another math class. But after the first day of school, I knew I had made the right decision. His passion for teaching and connecting with students not only makes him a great teacher, but also a great person. Numerous times throughout the year, he would stop class and say, "You know I love you guys, right?" At which point the class would return the appreciation we had for him. It was clear that he has a love for teaching and passing on knowledge to his students. This year was difficult as we all dealt with COVID, but Mayer was able to adapt and never failed to make us smile. Thank you, Coach Mayer, for responding to some late-night remind messages about probability distributions and z-scores as I, as usual, crammed for a test the next morning. Making a class about statistics fun and enjoyable sounds like an enormous challenge, but he managed to do it every day for an entire year in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. Third period always brightened up my day, and he was the main reason why, if I ever become a teacher, I will be emulating him, and I'm confident that I will be able to look back on the way that he taught his class. He is the reason why I hope to study statistics in college. Thank you for a wonderful year and for making us full of his classic catchphrase, happy, happy, joy, joy.
The next scholar is James Quirk.
Good evening. My name is James Quirk, and I'm a senior at Bentonville High School. I've been a part of the Bentonville School District since I moved here in 10th grade, and while I'm not as much of a veteran of this city as most of the people sitting here today, the Bentonville community has been nothing but welcoming to me and has allowed me to embrace countless incredible opportunities. I am a National Merit Finalist, National AP Scholar, member of the National Honor Society, a Yale Young Global Scholar, and a graduate of Arkansas Governor's School. Since moving to Bentonville, I have been encouraged to apply my curiosity and my love for learning to become a certified robot operator, a recipient of the Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy in French, and a licensed pilot. I am also Bentonville High's Mu Alpha Theta president, Model UN president, Science Bowl president, and president of the Bentonville Public Library's Teen Advisory Board. This fall, I will be attending Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, where I will be pursuing a degree in engineering physics. The teacher that I have chosen to recognize tonight is Laura Pate. I heard terrifying stories about Ms. Pate's strict grading and homework overloads for about a year before I had her as a teacher, leading to nightmares of one day being in her class. But surely enough, when I checked my 11th grade schedule, there her name was, Pate, Laura. And after weeks of apprehension, the day to go to her class finally arrived. When I first walked into her class, I was surprised by who greeted me, a young woman with a beaming smile. She shook my hand firmly and welcomed me to her class. I quickly learned that that was Miss Pate's primary objective, to be welcoming. Ms. Pate fostered an environment in which kids were encouraged to articulate and challenge their beliefs, look deeper into what they thought to be true. She always started class with a discussion of a current event accompanied by a political cartoon whose rhetoric we had to analyze. She was the one teacher who asked, "What else? What aren't we seeing here? What about other perspectives?" She invited rather than shut down political discussions. She learned from her students, and I can affirm that her students learned from her. Ms. Pate cares about her student success more than anything else. She spends her spare time learning how to better teach her classes. She sacrifices her summer to grade AP exams so that she can better prepare her students to receive college credit. She continually updates her Google Classroom with school activities, scholarship opportunities, and community events. Ms. Pate pushes, prepares, cares about, and listens to her students more than anyone I have ever met, and I will always point to her as one of the best teachers of my high school experience. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Luke Simmons.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luke Simmons. I'm a student at Bentonville High School and have gone to Bentonville schools ever since I was in kindergarten. I'm planning on going to the University of Arkansas to study computer science and computer engineering with the Governor's Distinguished Scholarship and the Fellowship Scholarship at Arkansas. I've always liked computers. I've been tinkering with them ever since I was 3, so I've always known that I wanted to go into a career of programming or IT. During my time at Bentonville High School, I've been able to achieve a whole lot. I was able to play football as an outside linebacker, play the trombone and band, and go to all-region, be the president of the robotics team where we qualified for the world competition twice, and also be a part of Ignite Technology. Outside of school, I've done the Young Men's Service League and also run tech at my church. This year I've been awarded the National Merit Finalist Award, the Computer Science Student of Distinction Award, the Brandon Burlsworth Outstanding Character Award, and Ignite Student of the Year. I've also earned a total of 18 certifications here during my time at Bentonville High School, and in the Cyber Patriot cybersecurity competition, my team has won first in the state 2 years in a row. Perhaps the biggest highlight of my career here at high school has been when I got handed a $1,000 check at halftime with my football pads on for scoring a 5 on the AP Computer Science exam. All my teachers here at Bentonville have been amazing, but there's one teacher who's really made a profound difference in my life, and that teacher is Mr. John Mark Russell. Mr. Russell is my Ignite technology instructor for both years I was part of the program. He's helped me learn more about my passion for computers. Because of everything that he's done, he's been able to help set me up with 3 different internships I've gotten at Walmart and a local company here. Mr. Russell's been able to help out whenever I had a question or needed a letter of recommendation. Whenever there's a programming competition on the weekend, Mr. Russell will always be there and make sure to bring food and snacks for everyone there. Even through the summer, he was willing to help set me up with certification exams. Because of all that he's done, I've been able to get certifications, college credit, and actual work experience in the field I want to work in, and be able to compete in competitions I wouldn't have been able to before. I've learned how to present and work in a professional environment because of him. I'd like to thank Mr. Russell, my family, friends, and every teacher here who has given me such a great education and so many opportunities to excel. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Allison Swindell.
My name is Allie Swindell. I go to Bentonville West High School, and I am a lifer of the Bentonville School District, having attended since kindergarten. At Bentonville West, I have participated in concert, jazz, and marching band, having become woodwind captain and section leader of the saxophone section, first chair, alto sax, and lead in jazz band. I've also been involved in Model United Nations, in which I spent time as treasurer, head delegate, and have been awarded Outstanding Delegate at the Arkansas Model United Nations Conference at the University of Central Arkansas. Outside of Bentonville West High School, I have participated and been employed at the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art as a teen council leader, and participated in the council 2 years prior to that. As for awards, I have been awarded AP Scholar with Distinction, National Merit Finalist, and been selected to participate at public policy and leadership programs at the George W. Bush Presidential Library in Dallas, Texas, and the Henry Clay Center for Statesmanship in Lexington, Kentucky, as well as being selected for Arkansas Girls State prior to the COVID shutdown. The teacher I've chosen to honor today is Miss Jacqueline Evans. I chose Miss Evans because I remember meeting her for the first time as a 10th grader, not in her AP World class, but to get extra help for the exam. And the first time she said something, it just made sense in a way it hadn't the entire year. Then I found that I would have her for my AP European History my junior year and was ecstatic. Not only was it my favorite class because she was an amazing teacher, but she allowed such a fun, engaging atmosphere that evaluated history from all different angles, and I appreciate it on so many levels. It also prepared me to enjoy and genuinely love IP art history this year in a way I did not expect or anticipate, on top of my experience with Crystal Bridges in so many ways. So thank you, Miss Evans. You've changed my high school career for the better.
Our next scholar is Rithik Telluri.
Hello, my name is Rithik Telluri. I will be attending the University of Missouri, Kansas City to join their accelerated BAMD program, along with Abhinav, which will allow me to get a major in liberal arts in my medical degree in 6 years. This program offers me a unique path to achieving my goal of becoming an emergency room physician, as well as my dream of creating health programs for the community in which I live in, no matter where that might be. Bentonville High School played no small role in encouraging me to pursue such high aspirations. In the last 4 years, I was given the opportunity to explore so many different subjects and ideas through participating in amazing clubs like the Indian Student Association, the debate team, Future Business Leaders of America, and Mall UN. I've had the distinct privilege of serving as the policy debate captain, the Indian Student Association president, and an assistant researcher at the University of Arkansas Biomolecular Simulations Group. Bentonville High School also gave me the ability to excel academically by being an IB diploma candidate and a national merit finalist. One of my greatest inspirations during my time at Bentonville High School is also the teacher I want to recognize, and that is Mr. Derek Miller. Mr. Miller has held many roles in my education, from teaching me Psychology 1, Psychology 2, as well as Theory of Knowledge and being the IB program coordinator. And he did all of that with the passion that made you want to learn. Psychology is by far my favorite class, and that is in part because of Mr. Miller encouraging thought-provoking discussions about the human experience. These discussions push me to be inquisitive in everything that I do and always analyze ideas from different viewpoints. By letting students lead conversations about psychology, he taught me what it means to be in control of my education, and, by extension, he taught me how to be an architect of my own future. Learning is a lifelong process, and I feel as if I've been given the tools necessary to keep growing as a student. However, the most important lessons that Mr. Miller has taught me have been within the IB Diploma program. This year, Mr. Miller has managed to take much of the responsibilities in the IB Diploma program that he doesn't normally do. These include things like managing end-of-the-year projects, teaching theory of knowledge, and many other roles that the virus had forced upon him. He did all of these things while still showing all of his students the value of being a balanced person and a good learner. I am incredibly grateful for all of the lessons that Mr. Miller has taught me over the years, and I'll be sure to use them for years to come. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Ani Tava. I'm a student at Bentonville High School, and I'm going to attend the University of California, Berkeley to major in applied mathematics and computer science. Whether I decide to pursue a career in academia or go into the STEM industry, I'm sure the enormous amount of opportunities that await me at Berkeley will help me decide how to leave my mark on the world. Without a doubt, Bentonville High School is the reason I was able to come this far. At BHS, I was able to travel across the country going to debate tournaments, and eventually qualified to the national tournament twice. At BHS, I was able to compete on the ACE team, testing my knowledge against the best and brightest of Northwest Arkansas. At BHS, I served as treasurer in the Indian Student Association, and for a short year, served as an executive council member in the Physical Science Club. Throughout my time here, I've been able to succeed academically, becoming a national AP scholar, national merit finalist, and most importantly, a potential member of the next top 10 GPA board going up in the North Cafeteria next year. The teacher I want to honor and has had the most impact on my time at BHS has been Mr. Stuart Bruni. I had Mr. Bruni for both AP Physics 1 and AP Physics C, as well as being in the Physical Science Club that he sponsors. These classes were some of my favorite that I've taken in high school, despite being initially intimidated by their reputation of being extremely challenging. Mr. Bruni is obviously passionate about the subject, and it spills over to how enjoyable the class was. In between lectures on subject material and tangents of current events involving physics concept, his classes pushed my limits as a problem solver, encouraging me not to give up on first glance. Well, that worked most of the time, but to this day, I'm not sure if I can solve that tank projectile problem you give to your students every year. The end result was me recognizing my own potential and forcing me to stop selling my own capabilities short, which had an outsized impact not only in physics, but in everything I do. All the achievements I listed earlier wouldn't have been possible without that mindset shift that he spurred within me. Additionally, the impact of those random tangents was not just giving me time for a quick nap at the beginning of class, but also nurturing my interest in the STEM field, making it a reality that I'd pursue in the future. Beyond his influence on my academic career, Mr. Bruni is an outstanding person that cares deeply about his students' well-being, and I hope in the future I can be just like him in that regard. I'm thankful I was able to be in his class not just once, but twice, and I'm better off as a student and a person because of it. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Donna Thakati Puram.
Good evening. Good evening. I am Donna Thakadiparam. I am a student at Bentonville West High School. This fall, I will be attending the University of Arkansas as an Honors College Fellow and a National Merit Scholar. And I will be majoring in computer engineering and hopefully also minoring in mathematics. After college, I plan on working in the cybersecurity field. I've had a wonderful time at BWHS. These past 4 years have been amazing. I've had a lot of opportunities to be involved in quite a few activities. I am a member of the BWHS Chamber Choir. I am the president of Girls Who Code, which we do outreach to underclassmen through, and we even had an opportunity to volunteer with some middle school girls, helping them find their passions in the STEM fields. And I'm also the co-captain of the CyberStart America team. This year, I became a finalist in the National Cyber Scholarship Competition Program through my involvement in CyberStart America. I'm also involved in National Honor Society, and I am the Secretary of Asian Student Association. I have selected Mr. Nate Vogel as my Excellence in Teaching Award recipient. I met Mr. Vogel my sophomore year of high school, where it was his first year at West as well. And it was through Girls Who Code, he started the club. And I met him as, he probably still is, the teacher that gets mistaken for a student the most often. And then I had the pleasure of being in his APCSA class last year, which it was a very difficult class. And the fact that I'm majoring in something very similar says a lot about what kind of a teacher he is. I cannot put into words how thankful I am for you. You have done so much for me in the past couple years, you don't even understand. One of the most important things that a teacher can do for a student is to be present, and not just in teaching, whatever is in the scope of what they're supposed to be teaching, but also life lessons. Thank you for teaching me about everything, especially how to write emails to strangers. Honestly, I never would have learned that without him. Thank you for all the Java, the HTML, and the Python. Thank you for the hours of GeoGuessr. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it.
Our next scholar is Ananya Van Goor.
My name is Ananya Van Goor, and I have been involved I'm a student at Bentonville West High School, and I've been attending Bentonville Public Schools since kindergarten. I have been involved in National Honor Society, and I was the secretary of Mu Alpha Theta. It's a National Mathematics Honor Society, and I'm also the president of Coding Club, where I teach my fellow classmates some HTML and CSS, which are like website development languages. Some of my accomplishments include not being a national AP scholar, the NCWIT Awards for Aspirations in Computing, National Honorable Mention, and I was also the Congressional App Challenge runner-up. I was also on the Bentonville West varsity tennis team, and I was an all-state player. I will be attending the University of Arkansas this fall as a Bodenhammer Fellow, and I'll be majoring in computer science. I selected Miss Martin as my Excellence in Teaching Award recipient. Unfortunately, she won't be here today, but Miss Martin was my calculus AB teacher, and though the class was challenging, she was dedicated to making sure all her students succeeded. She was always available for after-school mentoring, and last year, whenever the schools closed out, we had like productive Google Meets every single day leading up to the AP exam. Miss Martin strengthened the foundations of my math skills, and I'm thankful that I was her student.
Our next scholar is Annabelle Warren.
Hi guys, my name is Annabelle Warren and I'm graduating from Bentonville High School. Throughout the last 4 years, I've been part of the Environmental Action Club as treasurer and a member of Model United Nations, Spanish Honor Society, and National Honor Society. This past year, I was named a National Merit Finalist and became an AP Scholar with distinction. The activity that has spent that I have spent most of my time in is the Bentonville High School band program. I was an oboe player in our wind ensemble for 4 years, a flute and piccolo and English horn player in the marching band for 2 years, and a drum major for the Pride my senior year. I made the All-State Wind Symphony on the oboe 3 years, and I was also part of the All-Region Alternate Tenor Saxophone Jazz Ensemble. So as you can see, I've spent a lot of time practicing, messing with reeds, and looking up cool new music to play. I plan on playing music in college and for the rest of my life, but for my educational and career goals, I have other educational career goals lie elsewhere. This fall, I am attending Colby College all the way up in Waterville, Maine, where I hope to double major in environmental science and economics. I hope that one day I can join the effort to slow the effects of climate change and to foster a healthy relationship between ourselves and our planet. I chose Mr. Tim Hendricks today. Mr. Hendricks has had a very profound impact on my high school experience as my band director. The first class I went to on the first day of high school was wind ensemble, so Mr. Hendricks was the first teacher I met. The band was mostly made up of seniors, and I was absolutely terrified. However, I don't think Mr. Hendricks knew this, because the first thing we did was read a piece where I had a big whopping solo. I survived, but barely. As I mentioned before, I played in the wind ensemble all 4 years of high school and marched for 3 years, so Mr. Hendricks and I have spent a lot of time together. During marching seasons, and my family would back me up on this statement, there were weeks that I spent more time with Mr. Hendricks than I did with them. From this time, I have learned many, many lessons that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Mr. Hendricks has taught me the value of teamwork, the importance of preparedness, and the profound effect that music can have on a person. And most importantly, he has shown me that I can do a lot more than I thought I could do that very first day of band on the very first day of school. Thank you.
Our next scholar is Ellen Woodhouse.
Hello, my name is Ellen Woodhouse, and I attend Bentonville High School. I want to thank you all for recognizing me this evening. It is an honor to be here among the amazing seniors that our class has. Throughout my time at Bentonville, I have been a part of many communities. My community of the varsity dance team has strengthened me and given me 2 state championships under my belt. My community of student council, where I now lead as the all-student body president, has given me a family. My community of fellow scholars have given me not only lots of studying help, but also a comfort in my classrooms. Next year, I will attend the University of Southern California, where I will be a presidential scholar, and I hope to bring each of these communities to my new home. I plan to study political science in the fall and hope to get involved in research and volunteering organizations on campus. My time at BHS has been so rewarding because of the teachers who invested so much in me, many of them in this room today. I cannot praise the Bentonville staff enough for the passion and care they have for each of their students. Today, I am choosing to recognize Miss Amy Davis. Miss Davis is someone who has not only been a kind teacher who has invested herself in my academics, but also has become so much more, a mentor and a friend. Miss Davis was my AP World History teacher sophomore year, but we met during my freshman year as I joined student council. Miss Davis has stuck with me through the past 4 years, guiding and helping me through personal and academic endeavors, and I can say she is truly one of the best. She is devoted to her students, creating a unique personal connection with each of them. She is supportive, selfless, and one of the most hardworking people I know. Within student council, she fosters a comfortable environment and leads us gracefully. I could talk forever about the impact Miss Davis has had on me, not only as a student, but also as a person. But for now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Miss Davis, for all you have done for me. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for us both.
Our next scholar is Jennifer Zhang.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Zhang, a senior at BHS, and in the fall, I will be attending Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, majoring in neuroscience or cognitive science with a minor in mathematics. In the future, I hope to pursue an MD PhD in psychiatry and neuroscience to combine my passions for research with patient care. Here at BHS, I had the unique opportunity to participate in the Ignite Health Sciences program, where I received certifications as an EKG technician, phlebotomist, and emergency medical technician. Along with these certifications, I also had the opportunity to shadow at Northwest Medical Center and to do clinicals at Mercy Hospital and the Bentonville Fire Department as an EMT. Outside of Ignite, I spent much of my time working on Mock Trial, which was a club that I started in my junior year, and my team was fortunate enough to win the regional championships in our first year. I was also a part of our school's archery team, where I placed first at regionals in my individual division. The teacher that I chose to honor today had me for 2 years, and he was a teacher that always made his students feel comfortable and welcomed in his classroom. Anyone who has had him knows that he is extremely smart and knowledgeable about the subject he teaches, but what had the greatest impact on me were the relationships that he built with his students. He not only cared about our education, answering even my dumbest questions, but he always made an effort to get to know each of us on a very personal level, whether that be through sharing stories about our families and cultural background, or through something as ordinary as discussing music taste. He taught me to remember that in life, the people are what really matter, and the people are who I should be working for as I continue my career. And before I end, I'd also like to let him know that I will be spending my summer finally watching Star Wars. Thank you. Thank you to the teacher who had to deal with me for 2 straight years in accelerated chemistry, integrated, and AP chemistry, Mr. Kitchens.
And our final scholar tonight is Catherine Zettel.
Hi, my name is Catherine Zettel, and I'll be graduating from Bentonville West High School. This fall, I'll be headed to South Bend, Indiana, to attend the University of Notre Dame, go Irish, as a direct admit to the Mendoza School of Business, where I'll be double majoring in marketing and economics with a minor in social innovation and entrepreneurship. Bentonville West has granted me unlimited opportunities to pursue my passions and further my education. I was a part of the Bentonville West varsity cheer team, where I was a state champion and a nationals runner-up, and a 4-time All-American. I was also vice president of hospitality for DECA, where I placed 3rd at the state competition. I'm also a LinkedIn leader and a part of NHS. I also founded a nonprofit Kids for Kids organization to help the underprivileged children in the Northwest Arkansas area. I'm an AP Scholar with distinction and was selected to be a part of the Notre Dame Merit Program. For my teacher, I'm honoring my coach, Jake Kale. I worked with Coach Kale all 4 years at Bentonville West as my cheer coach. From the first day I stepped onto the campus as a freshman, he went out of his way to reach out to me and make sure that I felt comfortable and safe. He makes sure to comfort all of his kids and athletes. And I could always count on him to go to it for a dad joke. And if you want to hear a good joke, just ask about his hot blonde joke, because I promise he will love to tell you it. So thank you for making me feel welcome at Bentonville West and giving me a second family with the cheer team. And thank you for letting me talk about Notre Dame for the past year, and I hope I didn't annoy you too much about it. Thank you.
So that actually concludes our program this evening. I wanted to, again, thank you all for coming out tonight. Thanks to all the sponsors. If we could just real quick, I'd love to give another round of applause to all the academic scholars. I might just kind of say one quick thing. It was interesting as I was listening to all the stories. I don't know if you all noticed, but there were these recurring themes. There were stories of curiosity and grit and zest and gratitude and optimism and empathy in almost every story, of every student we heard. And good news, students, there is now over 50 years of research that shows that those traits lead to success. There's even better news. You aren't